Day 26. So today is setting and maintaining boundaries. So many times we hear people say set boundaries, set boundaries, set boundaries. However, a lot of that is awesome. If you set boundaries, it is awesome to do so, but it doesn't really mean anything if you don't maintain those boundaries. And so, what I like to say is that it's important to understand how to set them, even more so, how to maintain them. And a lot of times, what comes into play is that we end up violating our own boundaries and getting upset with ourselves and feeling regret and sometimes guilt around not maintaining them. And this is where we fall back into old patterns around maintaining boundaries. And so I challenge us today to really think about what can we do around saying no, but also learning what can we do to set accountability for ourselves when we set these boundaries and then set up consequences when someone violates them. And how can we maintain those consequences for that person violating them? And what would it feel like if we had to upstand or stand by that consequence? And how do I reinforce and assert myself when that consequence has to be put in place and I have to stick to it? That's the challenge. A lot of that is about really challenging ourselves, not only to say no, but learning to assert ourselves in a way that honors that we deserve respect, that we deserve respect from those we care about, but also from ourselves, that we deserve to validate and expect from ourselves that we can stick to and expect happiness in our lives. And when someone isn't willing to give us that, we have to give it to ourselves in a way that says no more. And so I challenge us today to create not just the boundary, but to create the consequence that goes along with that boundary. And then to be willing to say, what would it feel like if I have to stick to this consequence? And how will I be able to withstand it and hold myself up if I need to be supported by others, if I need to have accountability partners, if I need to have support in place to hold me to that consequence? What would it mean for me to maintain that boundary and that support to maintain that boundary in place? Because that's usually the thing that prevents us from holding it in place. And so as we learn to set boundaries, as we are going through day 26, I challenge us to give ourselves that self-compassion that we're working on from earlier in this month, to give ourselves the self-compassion to try over and over again until we get it right. But to understand that even if we don't get it right this time, we can try again. That every single day is a new day for us to try again. And so, as we set boundaries, we must maintain them. And today is day 26. And if we don't get it right today, we can try to get it right again. I hope that you all continue to take good care of yourselves. And at any time that you have any questions, anything like that, make sure you are asking them in the comment section. Again, we are going through 30 days of loving yourself. And today is setting boundaries, but also maintaining those boundaries. Day 26, only 4 more days. All right. Be well.